Hi everyone. Um, One of the uh, YouTube videos that I put up, someone asked me to do a sweater for a preteen, 12-year-old. So, problem is that I don't know any 12-year-olds, so I had to go to a site where they give you these measurements for the body of a average 12-year-old, and from there I have done a drawing. Let me see whether you can see this or not. This drawing of T-shaped child sweater. So I will be doing this sweater for a 12-year-old. Hopefully the measurements fit, because I'm just using the measurements that I got from actually this person just took the average size, all the body measurements for an average child of that age. Now the T-shaped sweater means you will work from here, this part, can you see? Yeah, this side. You start from here and then you work all the way down here. Then from there you will cast on the rest of the stitches here to do the full length of the sweater, that is from the waist to the shoulder. Then you work the breadth, the width of the shoulder, of the sweater, and then after that you cast off and work the other sleeve. You do two and then you join them up. So the first part we will be casting on 22 pegs. I'll be using this loom because I'm not going beyond 17, so we'll be using this loom. This loom can make a maximum width of 18 inches. So since we're only going to make it 17 here, this will be the maximum part of the loom, because you cast on from here and then you cast whatever left, and since it's 17 it will be slightly less. You'll be getting up to 47 pegs instead of the 50 pegs that are here. Now the yarn I'll be using is this turquoise. Lovely, isn't it? This shade of turquoise. And this one is 40% pure wool and 60% acrylic, and this is quite long. It's about 140 meters, so you're going to get quite good amount of mileage, from this yarn. You're going to make quite a substantial piece before you run out. And it uses 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook or knitting needles. It's a little thin, this thread, I'm hoping that I can make it with this. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cast for the sleeve. Now for 8 inches, the sleeve here, when you start, it's 8 inches from the diagram. You can see here I've put 8 inches. So you have to do 8 inches, and 8 inches is, if you have 50 pegs, that will give you 18 inches. 8 inches is 8 times 50 divided by 18, and that will give you 22 pegs. 8 times by 50 divided by 18. That's how you calculate. So first you attach your adjustable knot to the first peg here, and then you cast on. Cast on is merely e-wrapping. I'll e-wrap for 22 pegs. Okay, that should be 22 pegs. Let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, 22. them, they're already down. Okay, now what you do is the last peg here you don't work. Some people work the last peg, but I don't. So when you come back, you do anti-clockwise. Then you do the first one. Okay, now that once you've done that, it will no longer be in danger of coming out, unraveling, you know. So now you work them slowly. I have a slight suspicion this particular yarn may be a tad too thin. They seem very, very thin. I'll work it for a bit and then see whether it works with this yarn or not. Then if it doesn't, I'll have to double it. Looks like I may have to double it, you know, because this one looks very, very thin. Continue knitting. This is your cast on row, you know. Finish your first row. What I normally do is I always pull this tail down so it doesn't get in the way. Alright, now you've done your cast on, okay? Now you work each row for 15 inches. You keep doing this. I was thinking whether I should do a... No, I think I'll still do the same way I always do. Because I was thinking whether I was going to do a row of pearl, but I don't think I will. Keep knitting until you get 15 inches. So we'll come back when we have 15 inches and I'll show you how to increase by casting on for the full length of the sweater. Okay, keep working for 15 inches. Now here we have gotten to the point where the sleeve has finished and it is 15. See that? It's 15. So now we have to increase for the body of the sweater. Now the body of the sweater is supposed to be 17 inches. So from here, because this is the sleeve, this is where the body is going to be. So now we increase to 47 pegs, you know. Since this is 50 pegs, so these 3 pegs we don't work. These 3 pegs here we don't work. So then it will give you 47. So what you need to do is, up to here is 22 pegs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So now increase it to 47. All you need to do is just E-wrap. This is casting on the stitches to do the body. that will be 47. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay, that's 47. Now you've cast on the body of the sweater. And what you do is you start knitting backwards. And you just knit this until you get a length of 18 inches, and that will be the front of your sweater. Then when you finish that, you will have one sleeve and the front. This is the length of your sweater from the shoulder to the waist. The part you're working on now is the whole length of the sweater. Now you continue, and then you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you get 18 inches. This is your first row after you have cast on the remaining stitches for the side of the sweater. Okay, so this part here is this part. You've just done that, so make sure you work it for 18, and then after that you reduce it. We'll be back when we've done 18. What I wanted to show you was, oh, I can't, oh yeah, there it is. The part that you now work just now that you did the cast on is for this part here. Okay, this is what you did. You've done 17 inches, which was 47 pegs. This was 22 pegs, then you increased it to 47, that will be here. And then you have to now work for 18 so that you will reach here at this point. Okay, I'm now halfway through the sweater, and as you can see, lay it down. This is the sleeve. From here to here is the sleeve, and around here we've started the side of the sweater. So you look at it, see the work. This is the side. Once this measures 18 here, we will do the other sleeve. Okay, now we have done up to the point where the body of the front or the back. I mean, since they're identical, it doesn't matter. And you see that this is the sleeve. The sleeve, you can use both sides, whichever side you think is better. I usually use this side as the right side. Now you can see that this is sleeve, and then this is the part of the part that comes from the underneath your armhole to the bottom, whatever length you are doing, of your piece. Of course, if you use a longer loom, you can get a longer length. You see, this one will give you maximum only 18, but I did it until 17 because I left off 3 pegs. Now here, as you can see, I've already done a substantial amount, and I was going to do 18 inches. Let's see whether we've got 18 inches. We have got 18 inches. Okay, 18 inches. I hope that's clear. So now it's time for us to reduce the stitches. Now when you do the reduction, you have to be careful about 2 things. Look where your sleeve is. It's here on this side of the piece that you're knitting. So when you're reducing, don't reduce from here, because you will have a sleeve that will end up on this side, which is wrong. So make sure that you reduce and come up to the 22 stitches again on the right side of the garment. That is where the other sleeve is placed. You have to have it come out on this side and not on this side. So when you want to cast off, make sure that you have the yarn on your right, here, right, not on your left. If you have your yarn on the left, casting off is a bit unwieldy. I'm not very sure because I've never actually tried to cast off from that side. Try to always place your yarn on the right side, and then you cast off from here. I'll show you the cast off in a moment. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to cast off, so that you can bring the stitches, the pegs down to 22. If you recall previously that this particular loom is 50, so each side has 24 pegs and the other 2 pegs are over here, making it 50 pegs. So you want to bring it down to 22, means you have to bring it down to this peg here. Okay, make sure that you're on the right side. Okay, here is where the sleeve is. This is the side that you have to have where your sleeve has to continue from. Otherwise you will have a sweater with one sleeve on top and one sleeve on the bottom on the other side, and of course that doesn't work. So let's do this casting off. Now the first thing you do is you have a look at it, and you see this is the last peg that you worked. The next peg, like always, you knit the next peg. After you knit the next peg, I got this nice little knitting board. It's supposed to be ergonomic. Since I do so much of this work, I thought I'd get myself one of these. They came quite fast, but then I had to pay a fortune for postage and handling. But you see, the point was oh sorry, I was talking about how to do this. Okay, wait, hang on, I'll go back and show you how to do it. So I was just saying that postage and handling, but they sent it by courier, but there wasn't any other option, you see, so it came like in 2 days. Alright, so now you've knitted that piece, you lift it and you put it on the first peg, and then you lift the bottom one, the yarn that was on the first peg, over the one that you just put, lift it up again and put it back here. Now what you've done is that you have cast off the first peg. The first stitch has been cast off. Now do the same thing, knit off this one, make it very loose. Don't tighten this because you don't want the edge to curl up. Put it on the next peg, lift it, put it over, then lift up the one that you just did, put it onto this. Okay, now hang on. Maybe you need to have a little bit of tension, otherwise it's slipping off. Okay, then you go, you hold it, put it over. Now you lift this and put it over here. Lift the bottom one over, carry it back and put it back over the same peg. Now you've cast off. These 3 stitches were not worked before. Now I've cast off 3 already. Keep on doing the same thing. Knit the one next to the last one, the last but one. Then you go over, then you carry it, put it here, then you knit that off, lift it, put it here, and you continue doing this. You see, you're forming a side now until you come back and finish here. Okay, now I have cast off everything up to the 22 stitches that you need to work for the other part of the sleeve. Now look here, see, it is on the right side. See, here is the side of the sweater, and here is the other side of the sweater, and this is the sleeve. See, so you can see that the sweater, how the sweater has come about. This is the 2 sides of the sweater, and here is the other sleeve. Now you just knit off here these. You continue working in knit, keep on working in knit for 15 inches like the other sleeve. And once you've done that, cast off, and you would have finished one side of the sweater. Repeat the exact same thing that you've done here because they're identical. Repeat it for the back. This is the front, and you repeat it for the back, and we'll come back once you have 2 pieces of this, and I'll show you how to assemble the sweater. Okay, now I have finished up to this is the sleeve. It is now 15. The last part I'm just going to cast off here, and then we'll be done with one side. Just wanted to show you how it will look. See, this is the sleeve, this is the body, it's all still connected, and this is the other sleeve. Okay, can you see that? My mouse. Okay, there. It's the sleeve, body, and this is the other sleeve. Okay? Okay, we've done both the pieces, and there's one front and one back. They're identical, so you don't have to worry about which is the front and which is the back. And what you need to do now is just join them up. You put the right sides together and join the sleeves. Join the sleeves up, and then the neck and the sides. That's all. And once you've done that, we'll come back and I'll show you a bit on how to do maybe single crochet to prevent the curling around the neck. Some people like it, actually. It looks kind of nice, the curl on the neck, but that's up to you, whether you want to keep the curl or not. But the bottom, anyway, the bottom part you will have to do a couple of rows of single crochet to finish off this sweater. I forgot to mention that the neck should be about where is it, 11 inches, 10 to 11 inches, depending on the head of the child, so it will give you a circumference between 20 to 22. This boat neck, this is what it's called. This kind of a collar, it's called a boat neck. So you get a boat neck of between 20 and 22. So when you join, you leave a space after the joining of the sleeves. When you join the edges of the sleeve and the top part of the sleeve, make sure you leave an opening for the neck of between 20 to 22 inches, which is half of it will be around 10 to 11. This is a finished piece. You can leave it to roll if you want. The edges, the cuffs, the hem and the neck. Or you can do a couple of rows of single crochet. That's up to you. Anyway, it's finished. I hope this fits the size it was made for. Yes, I also wanted to point out something. Remember initially when I was doing this, I was a bit hesitant to use only the single strand, but it gave it a kind of a lacy look actually in the end. So I'd say that a single strand of 3.5 millimeter to 4 millimeter yarn is not really that bad actually, you know. See, it's got a kind of a holy look to it. See all these holes, kind of lacy look. I think it turned out okay, you know. So don't be afraid to use on that looms that I've shown you in this video. You can use the 3 or 4 millimeter yarn, the one that is used for 3 or 4 millimeter crochet hook or knitting needles, you know. You see, it gives this kind of a lacy look to it. I think it looks quite attractive. Well, I hope that this sweater is to your liking, and it'll fit the 12-year-old. And I guess happy looming.